Hey everyone, happy January. What is today? January 12th. How is everyone doing? So this is your reading for the full moon in Cancer, right? Tomorrow the 13th is a full moon in Cancer, so it is known as the wolf moon. So we're giving an opportunity here to go back and reassess. So what intentions did you set under the new moon in Cancer 6 months ago? So if you're in the northern hemisphere, right, we were in the middle of summer. So we tend to be a little more free flowing and a little less planning and a little more kind of going with the flow. So now that we're in Capricorn and those seeds have been planted and we're coming into our full culmination and coming into the full moon tomorrow, is there something you want to reassess that you have set back then, right? Capricorn is more about the logistics of things. It is the foundational things, right? It's our money, and it is the things that are important to us. It is all the earth sign things that we need. So maybe we started some things, set some intentions back in July of Cancer season of 2024. And maybe we need to fine tune some things. Maybe we need to bring some things in because we were kind of footloose and fancy freeing, having a good summer party. And this is also a time to look at what's important to you, especially around family and home. And that cannot be truer for the folks in California who are going through these horribly devastating fires. So always to the folks going through this, we send love, and we send healing, we send compassion, we send strength to the first responders. We send a big universal hug to everyone who has lost their homes, to the wildlife, right, who they don't know what's going on, to the pets that didn't make it or that ran away out of fear, and to the pet parents that are desperately looking for their fur babies. So let's keep all of that in mind as we go through this reading today. We're going to have several decks. We're going to use the 22 Archangels Oracle deck. I am using, which I haven't used for a while, Carolyn Miss Healing Cards. I just thought this is really important for today. Animal spirits for the animals who are lost and for those who did not survive the fires. And our traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. So what are we looking at for ourselves? What do we want to reassess about what we've set? So if our purpose on earth, and it's a big word, right? Back in the 90s, Oprah had a whole big thing on, find what is your purpose, right? And that led a big charge for people trying to find their calling in life, or the work that they were meant to do, or their ideal partner, or their ideal home. But so here's the thing. I'm going to tell you what your purpose in life is, and it's very simple. Your purpose in life, you're here to find out who you are, to discover what your soul is, where your soul came from, what personality of your soul is here, and what your soul agreed to accomplish and to teach the world. That's your purpose. So if we're looking for the perfect partner, the perfect home, the job, the career, that's great, right? That falls into place though after you figure out who you are. You start to learn who you are. Because if you don't know who you are, you really don't know what you want. We just kind of pull things out of the air here and there. So that is your purpose. That's always been your purpose. It's just been shadowed or overshadowed by exterior distractions that don't really mean anything. So as we go through this full moons, we know, are a culmination. It's the completion of the seeds, intentions that were planted 6 months ago, and it's time to release. Release, what didn't work for you, what's not serving you anymore. So how do we know what to release? Maybe you start by releasing the things that are not you. So, I don't know, maybe you have this job and it's look, we all need to pay our bills, so don't quit your job. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is maybe start to learn something in the area or the field that really kind of lights you up a little bit. Maybe you're living in a place or a neighborhood, a town, a city, a country, and it just doesn't feel like home to you. So maybe you start to explore your options of living someplace else. Or maybe it's the clothes that you wear. Maybe you wear vibrant clothes and you really want to wear clothes that are a little more subdued in color. Or maybe, like I'm wearing my grays here, you always wear like the safe, neutral clothes. And you really, something in front and you wants to like my Ganesha that you can't see her fully. Maybe you're more on the vibrant side and you want to explore that and add more of that into your world. So letting go of the things that don't serve you is really letting go of the things that are not in alignment with you. So I'm just going to pull cards from each deck. I'm hoping to see if this deck would... there's only 22 cards in this deck. So I'll pull cards from each deck and then we'll go through and we'll see what they say. So what is our messages? What do we need to know during this phase, right? During this new moon, what are we letting go of? What lessons are we learning? I think this deck is a little... There's things on both sides of the cards, like there's this side and then there's this side, so it's kind of hard to figure this out. What's the upside and the downside? Or the right side up and the reverse side. So how is everyone doing? And those in California, how are you? I have a lot of friends out there, some more of acquaintances, some more friends. So know that everyone is holding you deep in their prayers and thoughts for what is happening. You cannot even begin to fathom or imagine what you're going through. And it's not, I'm not minimizing anything. It's not the loss of the house. It is the loss of your entire life. And it's not that life is about like belongings and things, but there's memories attached to these things. You look at something and there's a memory there, right? You look at, like I look at that heart picture and my daughter got that from me. I look at the death card by Poe and that's something my son-in-law got from me. I look at this elephant and that was a birthday present. My kids took me to one of those painting places. You paint the picture. And that was an experience we had together. So it's not necessarily the things, but it is what the things represent and the memories that come back. Like when you look at a picture of someone, this tiny little thing. It's like 2 inches by 3 inches maybe. I worked years ago in a town called Hightstown in New Jersey. It's in Mercer County. And one of the women I worked with, she was from Ecuador, and every year she would go back, to visit her family. And this is hand painted. I mean, here's the back, right? There's nothing. And that's how thin it is. It's hand painted. I mean, you can see the size of it, right? Compared to my hand. It's hand painted, and she brought this back from me. So like these are things that I just hold really, really dear. Because when I look at this, I think of her. Her name is Anna. And I just, these are the memories, right? It's not this, but it's the memory that this holds for me. So we have so far from the Archangels, the 22 Archangels Oracle, we have Charity, pillar of service, serve with a gracious heart and know God is serving you. Now, how fitting for right now, right? For those who are in need of being served, those of us can step up and serve those who are in great need. And it almost looks like, I mean, she's got her wings. There's a rose here, but this almost looks like a phoenix rising. So how fitting, because, LA will rise from this. It will take a long time to rebuild. I have to be very careful for just a lot of reasons. But look at the beauty in that card. And no, God is serving you. So God serves the servers. So the light workers out there, we can all start to step up and do things like, do you need a card for inspiration? Do you need to come into a yoga class and just for 1 hour lean into yourself? Okay, the card from the healing card says, life is a circle from childhood to childhood. And I'll read on the back. It has the spiritual message. Childhood to childhood means a spiral of new beginnings, relationships. Begin anew every day. Give your attention today to renewing a relationship, initiating another spiral of life into a life that you share with someone. That's the back of it. So we're always beginning anew. And so this, we are re-examining like what we've set before. We can change that up. We can start to set new things here under this full moon. And the animal spirit we got is frog spirit. Clear out the clutter. So this can be your mental and emotional clutter as well. It does not have to be like physical. I know if you look at here, these are all my cards. And I have books down, rows of books down here, things from vacation, like when my husband and I went to Mexico. We got this was back in, this is 1982 or 84, 85, 1984 or 1985. And we had divorced, but he has passed away. But so like these things, right? Like memories I keep around. So it could be the thoughts in your mind that get overwhelming. So, clear out the clutter could be more than just the physical clutter, although taking care of some of that would be very helpful to us. So let's pull our tarot and let's see what the tarot is holding for us. I know the cards get very noisy. My apologies. They get very noisy when I shuffle. But hopefully you're having a good weekend, a good start to your year. And again, to those in California or anywhere in the world, right? We just send you so much love for whatever it is you're going through. Because unless if you're the one going through it, like you don't know. And you can see the pictures on TV and we can see the videos, but the amount of just sheer destruction of the homes that were destroyed. And the insurance companies that just decided, we're no longer going to pay out fire damage. I don't know how they do that. So it's not the physical home. It's not the loss of the clothes and the things. It is the loss of your entire livelihood. And it's not, we hear a lot about the celebrities. And it's devastating for everyone. But there's regular people out there that are not in the celebrity status like us, who just like, they're in shock, and the shock may never wear off. So let's be a pillar of service for those who are in need of being served. Let's serve those in need. And let's know that, God will, whatever you call God, will will be there to support us as we support those in need, right? And clearing out the stuff, the clutter. Maybe clearing out the things that... Knight of Swords reversed was in the deck. So we'll just pull that out. Yeah. It's one of those things that California is just no way to describe what you're going through and no way to imagine. Temperance. Temperance is associated with the sign of Sagittarius, which I find really unique because Sagittarius is the last fire sign of the zodiacal wheel, right? So there's like a lot of heat, a lot of passion, a lot of expansion. But Temperance is asking us, to find balance as we start to expand ourselves, asking us to tune into that inner Gemini, a polar opposite on the axis, right? On the axis wheel. We have the Knight of Swords reversed. So this is not a time to rush. It's not a time to, it's a time to get clear in your thoughts. It's not a time, Page of Cups, it's not a time to be reckless and to charge in. So this could come back to what you set, the intentions you set under the new moon in Cancer season in 2024. And again, if you were in the Northern Hemisphere, that is summertime. We're footloose, we're fancy free, we're out like having a good time. We just have a thought and we just kind of go with it. And now that we're in Capricorn and we're coming to the full moon, the culmination of that 6-month phase, let's kind of slow down a little bit. Let's like tune into our thoughts, and that's not be so impetuous that we rush into things. We have Temperance again, balancing, right? Taking our time, evening things out, Okay. Sorry. 2 cards dropped. The 7 of Cups and Judgment. So let's go through these cards because they're all Knight of Swords, Temperance, Page of Cups. Oh man. 6 of Swords. I wonder if this doesn't have something to do with the California fires. 10 of Cups, 7 of Cups, Judgment. So let's break this down. So now fine-tuning our plans. Starting to lean into our logic, starting to get plans into place, starting to come back into the rational mind from the 6-month party we've been having since we start to set our intentions. Again, we're finding balance. We're weighing the pros and cons. We're weighing what's right for us. What do we keep and what do we release? And again, if it's something that's not in alignment with you, it's time to let that go. Page of Cups. Pages are the messengers of the tarot. Of the court cards, it's the first court card, and it's associated with young energy, right? They say out of the mouths of babes because kids just say it like it is. There's no filter. They just kind of say what's on their mind in the moment, and maybe we can all take a lesson from their page book, because there's so much wisdom in children. Again, childhood to childhood, right? The spiral of new beginnings, the spiral of relationships begin new every single day. Renewing your relationships, right? It's a constant. We're always, every day we wake up, we have a new day, we begin anew. So the pages are about messages. The next card, 6 of Swords. This is like, it's time to go. And how many people had to flee their homes, and how many people are actually having to leave California at this time. It's not just the fire, and I don't mean just in a small way. It's not the fact that the home's burnt down, but the toxins in the air, the chemicals that they use for this fire suppression. When you see the planes flying overhead and they have the red or pinkish fire retardant that they're laying down, that's full of chemicals. So it's not safe. And some of you, this may be you, having to leave your home. Or maybe you're getting a message that it's time to move on to something new, something different, something unknown, moving into the unknown. And when we lean in, if we're moving in with logic, right, we're kind of slowing down, we're starting to get a plan into place, and we're figuring out like what's right for me, what's not. You see, like one foot is on the rock, the other foot is in the water. So water is our emotions, it's also our intuition. Cups is associated with our intuition, so, and our emotions. So if we start to follow that intuition and we head out with just the necessities, just the bare necessities of what we need, then 10 of Cups, there is a bounty waiting for us. We have to step away from the things that are holding us back. Move away from the things, releasing the things that are not you. But maybe you thought were you, but then you realize that's not me. This is not what the life I want. This is not who I want to be. This is not who I see myself on the inside. So when we lean into that, these nudges of intuition, and we start to follow them, and we don't know where we're going. You don't know what can blossom. Full completion of abundance, right? When you lean into that. The dreams. The 7 of Cups. The dreams we know, and the dreams that maybe are maybe a little nightmarish, right? But we get to decide what goes in our dream cups. If we don't like the little salamander here, we can always replace that. If we don't like the fact that there's like a ghost or something unknown, we can choose to pull that out and replace it with something that resonates with us. Now, the floating head, I don't know what that is. So we can take these cups and the things that are unknown to us, we can put in there the things that we feel inside of us that we want. We have Judgment. Breaking free. This is a card of freedom. It is breaking free from the boundaries that have been holding you back, that have been keeping you small, that have been keeping you from moving on, that have been keeping you from the abundant life that's waiting for you, that are keeping you from experiencing your life as you're supposed to experience it. Let's just see what the root card is. 2 of Wands, dare to dream. 2s, dualities, choices. We get to choose. We get to choose to leave because there is something much better for us. This is a huge reading, a very big reading. So this is our full moon in Cancer. Tomorrow, Monday, 13th of January. Hopefully you have found some information helpful in here. Always any questions about this reading or anything that I do. Questions about your purpose in life and how you discover who you are. So instead of asking who you are, like who am I in this life? What is my purpose? Maybe we dig a little deeper. Maybe we go back to this childhood to childhood. And I always tell people, go back when you were little, what things, because we don't think about things, we just do as kids. What things made you happy? If it was like, what we would consider as adults, like silly little games, what games did you like to play? What colors? did you like to wear? What food did you like to eat? Besides, like the cakes and the cookies and all the little sweetness. Or maybe you didn't like to eat. I mean, kids go through these phases where they are not interested in food, but they're more interested in doing. So, what were the things that lit you up then? And then, like, I loved dance when I was a kid, and I wanted to be a choreographer. Was not a I did not become a choreographer in the dance world. However, I do choreograph every week yoga classes. And this morning's class is just one little thing that I added to the end of the practice. It was a tiny move, but it had a really big impact. So, these little things that we do go back to then. Your past holds the key to your present and to your future. Lean into that. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you taking the time. I know the time is the one element we cannot ever get back. So I appreciate you. I love you. Everyone affected by the fires in California and those around the world who are going through something that hasn't made the news because of what's happening here in the U.S. I always send you so much light and love from my soul to yours. If you are interested in a reading, reach out, put a comment in, reach out to me, and I will get you on the books. Until next time, take care, everyone. Stay safe and know that you are loved.